Hello YouTube, this is Obi-Wan back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over the scan tool. I just want to thank everybody for the response on my first video and for everybody following me on Twitter. I'm going to be putting out daily updates on my Twitter as well as putting out my weekly plays using the scan tool on my Twitter. So follow me on there if you want daily updates. The weekly videos are still going to be coming out and these are going to be more for educational purposes. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is I want to get started in building this scan tool. And the way I build it is I use Thomas Bulkowski's methodology that he mentions in his fundamental analysis book. I will post a link of that in my video. And that's the book that I use to come up with this criteria. So if you want to know why I use this criteria to pick up the stocks, is because he went through thousands and thousands of stocks over a huge period of time using his software engineering skills, and he came up with the highest percentage fundamentals that are most likely to be going up 10x, 20x, 30x. But for those types of gains, you have to hold a stock for 2, 3, 4 years. I'm just looking to get into the stock and get out at the top of my profit zone. So with that, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a stock filter. I like stocks between $1 and $5 because that way I'm not risking too much money on any one stock. The next thing I'm going to add is, let's see, the market cap. So we're going to add another stock filter. We're going to go down to the market cap. Please note that this is in millions, so we're going to start with 100 million. And we're going to go all the way up to 1 billion, which is 1,000 million. All right, the next step is going to be the fundamental. And the first fundamental we're going to pick is, let's see, price to book value ratio. So we're going to scroll down. There's price to book value ratio. And we want this to be dragged all the way to the left. And we want the maximum to be 2.5. Next fundamental we're going to add is going to be price to cash flow ratio. Once again, we're going to go down. We're going to pull in price to cash flow. And I'm going to add the number 8. There we go. And then we're going to add another fundamental. So we want to get stocks that do not pay out a dividend. That means they are reinvesting the money back into their company and helping it grow. So we're going to go to current annual and we're going to leave it blank because we want no dividend, so 0 here. The next piece of this puzzle is going to be the price to earnings ratio. So another fundamental study. Price to earnings ratio is all the way down here. We want current and we want the maximum to be 25. And then another fundamental we're going to add is going to be return on equity. Here we are. And this one we want it to be current. And we want it to be annual. And the maximum we're going to go here is going to be 14. Add another filter and we're going to add volume because if the stock does not have volume, it's not going to move. And I like dragging this to get this bar here. So let's see, where is the most bars? I'm going to drag it right there. That way we have at least 855 volume all the way to whatever the maximum is here. But I have it set at 745 in my other filter, so I'm just going to leave it there, and then this is going to be dragged out all the way. All right, so we're at the last piece of the puzzle, and that is going to be this piece here. I'll close that out so we can restart. We are going to go to Add Filter. We're going to go to Study, and we're going to add a custom study. So I created a custom study using ThinkScript editor. I have created my own buy signal and sell signal as I thought, what the best technicals look like for a buy and what the best technicals look like a sell. And then I back tested the strategy. So I took a piece of that. This is really the meat and potatoes of that buy sell signal. So this one, we're looking to buy the stocks. So I'm going to copy the code that I've already written out, and I'll walk through this one by one. Once you copy in the code here, you can go to Condition Wizard, and I'll show you line by line what each one of these is doing. All right, so the first line here, it's saying moving average exponential, which is the 9-day EMA, is less than moving average exponential of 50 days or 50 periods. The MACD histograms, the current one is greater than the previous one, and then the moving average exponential, which is the 9-period EMA, once again, is greater than the 20-period EMA. That means the stock price is moving up. That's what I like to see. So the StochasticSlow is another momentum indicator, and there's a K period and a D period. So when these cross, usually it's a bullish indicator that the stock is moving in the right direction. And I'll walk through that in future videos to come. But for me, if the stock is a buy, the slow K needs to be greater than the slow D. And that's what I have here. Under the condition wizard, you can see every single one of these conditions here. And if you want to go edit it, you can click edit and change it to your liking. So now that I have the scan ready, I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to hit scan. So let's see what pops up. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a watch list. And I'm going to save it the day I ran it. That way I can reference back in the future. And if I wanted to do the on-demand feature on Thinkorswim and trace back, what would it look like if I bought all these and held these for a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever that looks like, and 3 months later, what the gains would have been. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'll walk you through what these stocks look like. All right, so now I have my screen set up to do research, and you can see I've created this window here that's all linked by this red icon. That way I can easily scroll through these, and it will populate the fundamentals tab, as well as all my 5-day, 15-minute, 1-hour chart, the daily chart, and the weekly chart. So when I get my watch list, I like to come in here, select the watch list. It's right here. And I like to sort it by highest volume first. And I like to pick, the first 3 or 4 that I'm going to go through. But since there are so many today, I'll go through all of them, and we'll see which ones are what the technicals look like at each level. So I'm going to move this on the other screen. That way we have room to work with here. The first one is desktop metal. This is in industrials. I like having the analyst ratings here to see what the other analysts are saying, and they're saying reduce and sell. And let's take a look at these charts. So the first one here, you can see this is the 5-day, 15-minute. I'm going to expand this, and you can see that it's trending up. Look at that day. This was Friday, and it started all the way down here. What is that? 225, and it ran up to close at $2.45. So that's pretty good. Let's check out what the 1 hour looks like. So this one definitely looks like it's going to go up. There's my buy signal, but what I don't like here is the stochastic. It's in the overbought region, and it looks like it's going to cross. So we're going to look at MACD next, and the histograms are definitely increasing. The oscillators are moving in the right direction. The volume looks like it's trending up, except for the last hour there on Friday. And then the RSI is also trending up. So the other thing I want to look at here is there's a high here, and the RSI is below the overbought region. But when we get to here, it's increased. So this is trending up. But let's take a look at the lows, because this may give us some divergence here. Here's a low at $1.97, and then we make another low here, but this is all trending up. So let's check out these lows. There's a little bit of divergence here on the 1 hour chart. The low here was $2.22. And then the low here was $2.27. So there's a little bit of divergence, but let's take a look at the EMAs. And this is what I call a bullish formation. You can clearly see here the 9 EMA is above the 20, which is above the 50, which is above the 200. So this is the buy signal that I've coded, and that's showing me that it was a buy here, and now it's trending up. So let's take a look at the 1 day chart. I have the ATR turned on here. I like using this for my price targets for the next week, and this is saying that it can move 22 cents in a day. Yeah, 22 cents in a day. So when I'm talking about the technicals, I'm going to make this, I was going to make it smaller, but we can take a look at it here. So this stock dropped from $9.82 all the way to $1.26. There's a gap here which hasn't been filled. So this can potentially move up and fill that gap. There's my buy signal. And let's check out the technicals. So the first technical I like to look at are the EMAs. And you can clearly see here, this 9-period EMA has crossed over the 20 right here. I got a sell signal here, so price trended down, and then I got a buy signal here, and the price moved flat. What I like this candle is it's a bullish hammer candle. It was green, and it's sitting right on top of that 9 EMA, and I like that it closed above the 20 EMA. So this may be a breakout, but I'll be watching it, see how it does. Stochastics, let's check these out. These are trending bullish. The red one is the StochasticSlow, which is the 14 period, and then the purple one is the Stochastic Fast, which is the 3 period. So it looks like we're trending bullish here. And we're going to take a look at the MACD. Histograms are trending in the right direction. The oscillators are in bullish formation. And the volume looks like it's pretty flat. See that by the price action here. RSI has room to move up, so I like this. And then the ATR is showing 22 cents. What am I seeing for next week? I'm going to add 22 cents to that. So what is that? $2.68. It can move up, or it can move down to $2.24. So that's the price range, and that's where I would set my stop losses, is using the ATR after I would buy the stock. And then the limit would be at $2.68 or higher, and just keep an eye on the stock, see where it goes. Next thing I'm going to look at is the weekly chart. And for this example here, I got a buy signal here. My zigzag study is trending down. The price is sitting right at 9 EMA. Zoom in a little bit more. It looks like it got rejected off the 9 EMA last week. So this is concerning, but the daily chart is looking bullish. And then you can also see here that the high was at $34.94, and it dropped all the way to $1.26. I don't like this for biotech stocks, because those can drop and rise based on whatever news comes out. And that news can come out overnight, it can come out during the day, and if it comes out pre-market or after market, your stop loss or your limit sell is not going to hit, and you can wake up to a loss, which is not cool. So industrials is another story. I like that this company is located in the United States. I don't like ADR companies because you have to pay an extra fee on those, and I don't like Chinese companies because I think they're heavily manipulated there. So what I like about the stochastic is it's trending up on the weekly chart, so that's bullish. I like that the histograms are trending up. I don't like that the oscillators here are still in bearish territory, but I do like that this is a golden cross. This is a bullish cross where the blue line is going over the yellow line. And I like that the volume is dropping on this flat base. That means, wow, look at this volume candle. And that was on a red candle where it dropped to $1.26. So I like that the volume's trending down. That means the sideways action trend is going to come to an end soon. And then checking out the RSI, I see bullish divergence. This is a lower low on the RSI. And then this is a higher low on the RSI, but this is where it made its all-time low on $1.26. So this really looks bullish, which I like. And it's in the oversold territory, which Bulkowski says is where we need to look for divergences. So overall, I like this pick, and I'll come back to it next week and see what I think of it. Oh boy, we're at 16-minute video. I was going to go through the rest of my picks the way that I did for desktop metal. I am going to post what my plays look like for the next week on my Twitter. And you can comment on my Twitter, or you can comment on my YouTube and I'll respond there. So I think this was a good video. If you liked it, hit the like button. Let me know what you want to see in the future. I think the next video I'm going to make is walk through how the technicals work on the daily chart. And I have my technical set up on the chart. That way I can tell how the stock is moving on a daily basis. So I will see you in the next video.